The rain fell like silver needles over the black rooftops of Prague as the church bells rang midnight. Deep within the narrow streets, shadows moved unnaturally fast, and the people of the city locked their doors before darkness fully claimed the sky. Only one man walked toward the danger. His name was Van Helsing, a hunter of creatures born from nightmare. Wrapped in a long, weather-worn coat, carrying a crossbow forged with silver bolts, Van Helsing rode into the city on a tired black horse. Rumors had spread across Europe about children disappearing near the old castle overlooking the mountains. Entire families vanished without blood or struggle. The villagers whispered only one name, Count Vargos. The castle stood abandoned for centuries, yet lights now flickered behind its broken windows every night. At the local tavern, terrified villagers refused to speak. Only a young woman named Elena dared approach Van Helsing. "You should leave before sunset tomorrow," she warned softly. "Nobody returns from the castle." Van Helsing cleaned one of his silver blades calmly. "Then it's time someone did." That night, thunder shook the valley as Van Helsing climbed the mountain path toward Castle Vargos. Wolves howled in the forest below. Halfway up the trail, something moved between the trees. Not wolves. Vampires. 3 pale figures burst from the darkness with glowing red eyes and razor-like teeth. Van Helsing spun instantly, firing silver bolts into the first creature's chest. The vampire screamed as its body turned to ash. The second lunged at him from above. He drew 2 silver pistols and fired. Bang! Bang! The creature crashed into the rocks, lifeless. But the third vampire smiled. "You are too late, hunter," she hissed. "The master has awakened." Before Van Helsing could stop her, she vanished into mist. The castle gates creaked open by themselves as he entered the ancient fortress. Candles burned though no servants remained alive. Portraits of dead nobles stared down from the walls. Then came the voice. "Welcome, Van Helsing." Count Vargos emerged from the shadows, tall, elegant, dressed in black armor older than any kingdom still standing. His eyes glowed crimson. "You hunt monsters," Vargos said. "But have you ever wondered who hunts men?" Van Helsing tightened his grip on his sword. "I don't wonder. I kill." The battle exploded across the great hall. Vargos moved faster than human sight, smashing stone pillars with his strength. Van Helsing countered with silver chains and holy water grenades that burst like fire in the darkness. Still, the vampire lord would not die. Every wound healed instantly. Then Elena appeared from the doorway holding an ancient book stolen from the castle library. "There," she shouted. "His heart must be pierced beneath moonlight." The clouds outside parted. Moonlight flooded through the shattered ceiling. Van Helsing seized his final weapon, a silver stake engraved with sacred symbols. As Vargos charged with a roar, Van Helsing leapt forward and drove the stake deep into the vampire's heart. For one terrible second, silence filled the castle. Then Vargos screamed as his body cracked apart into burning ash. The curse over the valley ended instantly. Outside, dawn rose for the first time in weeks. The villagers gathered below the mountain as Van Helsing prepared to leave once more. Elena watched him saddle his horse. "Where will you go now?" she asked. Van Helsing looked toward the distant horizon where storm clouds still waited. "Wherever the darkness hides."